I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 sketchbooks left. And do you think that I will be able to finish these 5 sketchbooks before the end of 2024? Hi folks! Hi! If you don't know me, my name is Ariane. I am a French illustrator. Hi! Welcome to my YouTube channel where I make art. I sometimes do crafts, but mostly I make art and then mostly also cringe at myself because, let's be real, filming oneself is really cringe. Today I bring you a sketchbook tour. I started this sketchbook a few years back and then I took it up again at the end of April and I finally finished it, and it feels like it's been such a long time coming. It's an art creation journal. I will talk about it at length. This is going to be quite a long video where I'm going to be commenting each page, so if you don't like talky videos, just I don't know, play it faster and play accelerated. I think you can do that on YouTube and then turn off the sound, but if you enjoy me blubbering along, this is going to be a fun video for you. I will mention it later, but I actually told myself that I would finish all my sketchbooks this year and that I would not buy myself more sketchbook until I have finished all of the sketchbooks that I've started. And I broke my promise. I bought 3 sketchbooks since I made this promise, and I made myself 2 other ones that are gigantic, and I've got to finish them now. So now what I'm thinking is that I should finish these 2 sketchbooks that I made myself. Yeah, I know, I'm a bookbinder. And then I should finish all my other sketchbooks, and then I can enjoy the other sketchbooks that I bought myself. I really don't want to finish all the sketchbooks that I have, but I will have to do it. I will just have to do it. So now I have these 2 that I've started. I have this one also. This one, I have a big A4 one that I've lost. I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 sketchbooks left. And do you think that I will be able to finish these 5 sketchbooks before the end of 2024? Cheers, mate. Grab yourself a cuppa and let's get into it. Welcome to this sketchbook tour. I am so glad that I finally finished this sketchbook. You might know that I told myself that this year I would finish all my sketchbooks before buying new ones, and actually I did not hold on to that promise, and I bought myself several sketchbooks since then. I bought myself an onion skin journal and also a Stillman and Burn sketchbook that I was totally influenced by Sophie McPike to buy them. And anyway, I did want to finish my other sketchbooks, and this is an A5 art creation sketchbook. It's got 140 grams of paper. Art creation, guaranteed quality since 1899 by Talents. And this is the green teal one. This sticker is by Viola Art Studio. This one is by Wild Pencil. This one is Apolline Muet, and this other one is also Wild Pencil. Let's get into it. This is going to be a long video because I'm going to do it all the way through and comment it, and here we go. As you open the sketchbook, you have another sticker by wild pencil, and this is a little lino cut that I did myself. And these stickers, this one, and this one, are stickers that I bought at a Japanese art and crafts store in Lyon a few years back, maybe 5 years ago or 6 years ago, in 2018. 4 years ago? No, 6 years ago. And I can't for the life of me remember where they're from, who made them, but if you know, tell me, but I do not know. I only know that I love the quality of them. They're kind of sheer, and when you stick them, they melt in the paper, kinda, and you can still take them off and put them back somewhere else, which is kind of nice. And then I really love this little maple seed. The color of it is just perfect. It's the most perfect. I love it so much. And then I stuck some 4-leaf clovers that I found in my village, and I had started the sketchbook in 2022 when I sucked at gouache, I sucked at watercolor, and I thought that I bought this sketchbook with the idea. I didn't have any money at the time, and Terran Knight had just launched a kind of sketchbook that you can buy as a kit, and there's a sketchbook and there's watercolors and gouache and brushes and stuff, and there's the little drawings of her drawings, and then you have to color in with the watercolors, you have to color in her own drawings. And I really wanted to buy it for myself, but it was like 200 euros or something, and so I just bought myself a sketchbook with the idea of studying her watercolors and gouaches. So on the first pages it's just that studies of drawings and paintings by Terran Knight, and they're awful, but I mean it's okay. And so this one again, this one is called The Sun Rises Slowly, this one is called Taking It Slow, and I mean they're really bad studies if you know Terran Knight. Her work is amazing. And this one, Crab Apples, I really love the original, but I kind of like the unfinished version that I did there. And on this page I just swatched my little stamps, Royal Mouse Mail and Mouse Mail stamps that I made. Yeah. And then on the 29th of April, I decided to take this sketchbook back and make stuff in it. And as it is a green teal cover, I thought that would be kind of a theme in the sketchbook, that would be using different shades of greens. And thus began my chartreuse obsession. And I just saw, you might have seen this video in another sketchbook video, I talk about how I saw a greenfinch, and it's the cutest bird ever, and I was amazed of discovering this new bird, and so I drew it. And this is a little study of some drawings of mice by Kazuo Iwamura, and he is the master the master of mice. And then on this page I had just been out and I wanted to test out drawing mixed media in the sketchbook. So this is Neocolor 2s, I think, and some flowers that I had picked during my walk. And as you can see, the black kind of transfers, it does that. Neocolor 2s do that. It's okay, I guess. I like when a sketchbook looks old and used. This is a portrait of my dear friend Marique, and I had actually drawn a little small portrait of her based on a picture that she posted on her stories on Instagram. And then I thought that it didn't look quite like her, so I thought maybe I could do a double page of it, and this drawing looks so much like her. I just love it so much. I think it might be my favorite page from the sketchbook. Just, I love Marique so much, and I love having her near me. Yeah. This page I kind of hate. I did it, I think, when I was at work, and it was calm and I was doodling. What I do not like about this page is the colors that I used, and also this. I don't know what this is, but I don't know. And I think it's okay that I don't like what I did, because on the next page I used what I observed that I didn't like and used it to do another drawing that I really like of nasturtiums. And I really like how the purple looks with the chartreuse. It just looks wonderful, I think. I have been trying more and more to draw. I take loads of pictures on my phone, and I take them and they sit in my phone and they grow old in my phone and they accumulate, and I just wanted to draw stuff that I took pictures of. And there is a pear tree on a little path that I take, usually that I take to go to the woods in my village, and there is this pear tree and the little baby pears. When they start off, they face up, which I think is really cute, and so I drew them, and I like this drawing. I think it's okay. And then I didn't have any models. I think this is the view from the canteen at work, and then I just wanted to draw patterns and shapes, and so I did, and I was waiting for time to fly by, and still chartreuse. And this was at a point I had found some oak leaves at the end of the sketchbook, so I drew them, and I love the shapes that oak leaves can take. They're really fun leaves, so I kind of like this page. And on this page I didn't know what to do anymore, so I thought that I would take an old sketchbook and then try to redo a page, but I kind of did it the exact same way, which means that, I don't know, it's not very interesting, is it? But it's here. And on this page I just swatched all the Neocolor 2s and other pastels that I had, and then did a little drawing of Muflier, which I think is called King's something, I don't know, of a little flower. And these drawings were made during a conference that I attended with a friend of mine, and it was a conference about the sounds of nature and music in nature. And it was quite interesting. During this conference I doodled a lot, and I learned loads of stuff, and I learned that plants make sounds in nature, and I just drew stuff, and this is a doodle that I did during the conference as well. And this picture is from a live that I did when I first joined a Viola Art Studio's Patreon, and she invited us first to swatch all our greens, and then there was a reference picture of asparagus, and so this is what I did. And then I just blobbinated this page and did nothing on top because I kind of liked the look of the blobbinated page. And then there was a reference picture of a cabbage, and I painted the cabbage, which is, I don't know, it's nice, but it's exactly almost exactly like Viola did it, so I don't like it as much. And then I was in a rut. I didn't know what to paint, I didn't know what to draw, and so I am in love with pointy hats, so I just tried to doodle some silly little woodland creatures, strawberries and stuff. And then I think I was at work because the colors are awful, and I think it's from stuff that I found at my work, like highlighters and stuff. And then I entered a phase of trying to learn how to do composition and how to do landscape, and all this are studies of my garden, and they're bad, but at least I was trying something new. And when in doubt, I always go to doing a swatch page, and I think on this page I had just been to Lyon and I had bought some new materials, some new inks, some new Neocolor IIs, and I just swatched them. I had bought this ink, and this ink. And on this page still studies of how to paint landscapes, and this tree and this tree. These were inspired by a person on the internet called Koza. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I would pronounce it Koza. And she's an illustrator. I think she's from the Czech Republic, if I'm not mistaken. And her style is very much like this. And I was trying to see if this style could apply to me, but I felt quite bad doing it because I love the way it looks, but it feels too much like I'm copying her. And then on this page, I think it was influenced by the Wild Pencil Studio. Is it Wild Pencil Studio or just Wild Pencil? But it was the season. I do not usually date my drawings in my sketchbooks. Pause for a sip. This is hibiscus tea because my stomach aches today. Yeah. But it was springtime and it was clover seasons, and I couldn't. I kept finding clovers all over my garden and 4-leaf clovers and all, and I thought that I would test out different ways of drawing the same thing. So this is pencil, this is gouache or acrylic gouache, this is inks, this is Neocolor IIs, and this is pencil, like luminance pencil, I think. I kind of like this page. The composition isn't beautiful, but I don't know, I like the colors. And this page is a page I really hate, which I'm thinking of my friend Verka here, and she always says that usually the pages I hate the most are the pages she loves the most, which is funny, so I think she likes this page. What I do not like about this page is that this is not very detailed and this looks very childlike. I'm not a fan of the color palette. I'm not a fan of the red underneath, even though it's good. Sometimes it's good when you do a landscape to have some contrasting colors, and red is the complementary of green. So that's good to have it here, but I think it looks, I don't know. I don't like the way it looks. I'm not a fan. So then I did this page that is kind of like the same tree. It's the same tree, but done with more muted colors, and I like it way more. And it's not a red, it's a purple, which I really love the way purple looks with green. And then on this page, so I should tell you, this sketchbook is kind of the sketchbook where I think I grew the most in the sketchbook than I have ever grown in any sketchbook. But I was in a phase that where I had just gone back on the internet, so I have been on and off the internet for a few years. And then I launched my YouTube channel and I tried to do the Instagram thing and all. And so I've been seeing all these wonderful artists and being influenced by them, really. And so this was inspired by when I discovered the channel of an artist called, I forgot her name. Is it Flaming Garden? That's it, Flaming Garden. And she does gouache in a way that's so pretty, and she calls her gouache tempera, but I'm not sure. Tempera is supposed to be with eggs, but I'm not sure it's real tempera, but she uses some sort of tempera gouache. And I tried to copy her style, but do something else, and that's what I ended up with. And then I was bored with myself, because I felt like I was copying someone, and so I just took my pencil with me, and I think this double page and the one after that I did when I was at work again, and work was slow. I really loved this little frog with her cup of tea and the little eggy on toast. And then this page I really hate. It's funny. It's funny, I'm not a fan of these types of flowers, and I'm not a fan of the landscape I did with the strawberries. This double page is just, I mean, I hate it. I don't know why I hate it so much, but I do. It looks awful. And this double page I really love. I tried to take the little doodle of the frog that I had made and turn it into a bigger painting, and I really love everything about this drawing. I love the colors, I love the contrast between the inks that are really vibrant and the gouache that is really dull. I love the contrast between the greens and the purples. I love the level of detail. I think it's perfect. I really love this page. I love it so much. And then I did this page that I really didn't like as much, but I mean, I do not have to like all my pages. And then I was in a rut again. So when I'm in a rut, I just try to swatch all my favorite things. And that I did indeed. And I think I was at my parents' when I did this page. So my mum had bought me all these beautifuls, alcohol and water-based markers, and we went to Action. She also bought me some fake Posca pens, and also some crayons. Yeah, my mum is really generous. So a swatch page, and then an awful page where I tried to draw my dear partner and just messed up his face, and he looks like a murderer. But I mean, shit happens, right? And then I tried to do a landscape in the style of Sophie McPike. I was at my parents', this is the view from my parents' balcony. And thing is, I hadn't watched her tutorials about how she does layers with tombos and stuff, and so I didn't layer really well, and so this doesn't look like anything. But would you believe me if I told you that I still quite like it? I do. This page is a swatch page of all the alcohol markers that my mum bought me, and yeah. And then I did a little self-portrait, when I don't know what to do. I love patchwork. I really love patchwork, so I try to draw patchworky thingy. And this little fellow was inspired by the calendar that I had. So I must have done it in June, because I think it's the June page. Gemma Kuman's calendar, 2024 calendar, is a beautiful calendar that has gouache in it, and on the June page, it's just a group of little elves, little gnomes dancing, and so this was kind of inspired by this. And then some other swatches, some other patchworky stuff, and these are the water-based markers. And then I thought to myself, I've got to draw the pictures that I've got on my phone again. I thought this again. And so I started drawing pictures that I took when I was in Greece in 2022. And also someone from my work turned 58, so I made him a birthday card, and I really liked it and I wanted to keep it, so I just drew a little drawing of what I had made for him on the birthday card. And I don't like these much, but they remind me of the trip, so I kind of like them too. And this is a silly self-portrait that doesn't look like much. Another swatch page, because I had just bought Winsor & Newton watercolors, this set that is well loved and used, and I added loads of stuff in. But I had just bought this set and I wanted to try it out. And this is from a picture I took of lilies in my garden. And this is pictures I took of a dog when I was in Greece and a plant when I was in Greece. And I'm still trying to figure out how Sophie McPike does the layering things and not doing a great job of it. This is a picture I took of a vase by Ambeline Krebs, who is a French ceramist that I love, and I bought her several pieces, and a bouquet of tulips that I bought myself in 2022 when I got a job. And this is actually, I love this drawing, this painting. This is a painting of my house, the house that I live in. I only live on the bottom floor. I have neighbors here and here, and this is a staircase. But anyway, picture of my house, love it. I drew this while I was in my garden, and this is my rhubarb plant, and it's beautiful. It's giant. It's got giant leaves. I love it, and I tried to do a little on-site sketch. Loved it. Another little swatch page, as I had just been to see my therapist and had bought myself some new watercolors. This pinkish is watercolors, and some new color choose in brown and skin tones and colors. Yeah. So another little swatchy page, another self-portrait that I don't really like the self-portrait, but I don't know, I don't hate it either. And this, I don't know if I knew at this point in time that I would go to an en plein air workshop, and maybe I did, and maybe that's why I was trying to think about it beforehand and trying to get better at it. But this is the day that Mehdi, my partner, and I went fishing. We went to the river and he went fishing, but I told him I do not want to fish. Fishing is, I don't know, it sounds like the most boring thing on earth, but I want to come and I want to paint, and I want to try and paint the river, and I hate those. I really hate those. But the one I did on hair was so bad that I swatched some acrylic wash over it to make it disappear. And then I kind of liked this page, but the dragonflies, they look like shit. So I'm not a fan of this page. And then I was still out fishing, and I just decided to draw the fake fish, the little bait that my boyfriend had brought to attract the fish, instead of drawing the landscapes, because I sucked so bad at drawing the landscapes. On this page, I set myself on finishing all my Domestica courses, and so I have so many that I have not finished, but I did the one with Sarah McKendrick, and I watched all the courses, and then I did this piece, which is a little vase from a Viola art studio and an nasturtium in it. Really love. And then some swatchy and patchworky stuff. I kind of like the color palette there. Purple looks a bit weird, but I'll allow it. And then still same color palette. And then I did some scribble brigades from Studio Ghibli, and I really loved this session. And I think I was drawing this drawing when I got the call from my sister telling me that my uncle had passed away. So I spent the entire day after that drawing, and drawing Studio Ghibli stuff and drawing landscape stuff. And yeah, and I thought that I would do more, but I didn't do them, and since it's all bleeding through, I just left this page kind of blank, which is good. And then I did a little portrait of my uncle and me when I was a kid, and I really hate this drawing that I did. I hate the color palette, I hate the black, I hate I don't know, but it kind of looks like him and me, so I don't know. I'm keeping it. And then I was in a rut again because of, I don't know, grief. And my sister came to visit and I doodled my cats. And then we watched the movie Turning Red, the animated movie Turning Red, and I sketched this while we were watching. I really love Turning Red. It's one of the best, my favorites. And yeah. And then I tried to layer again, and I think I got a little better at it. I tried to layer by doing a drawing of what I can see from my garden. It's the church, my village church. And then I got back into pencil drawing, and I drew myself as a fiddle fairy, and I really love this little drawing. Yeah, I love this little swatch as well. And then I did stuff and unfinished, but I don't care. And I think I got back into pencil graphite drawing because of Wendy McNaughton's Substack newsletter, The Grown Up Stable, and she had done an entire month of content about graphite and what is graphite and etc., how to use it. And so it made me want to play. And then I took Sophie McPike's tiny video workshop that is on their Patreon about how to do fields of flowers with layering and stuff, and I really loved this experience. I did it with watercolors and I think it looks beautiful. And then I tried to do the Scribble Brigade a new leaf, but I ended up doing crap, but I cannot take it back. And then I bought myself some Tombow markers and did this little drawing based on a picture of my mum, her sister, her granddad and her grandma with a giant sunflower. Another swatchy page, a terrible doodle from something that I did at work, a beautiful patchworky page, a portrait of my grandmother when she was a young lady, a self-portrait, another patchworky stuff that I kind of like the color palette of, but I'm not a fan, and I messed up the shapes, but it's okay, it turned out okay. And then I bought myself a graphite pencil that is Graphite Aquarelle Faber-Castell 8B, and it's crazy, it's an 8B crayon, which is beautiful. And then if you put water on it, it activates. Look at it, crazy, isn't it? And I learned about its existence on Wendy McNaughton's newsletter, and when I found one at an art store, I was like, this is fate. So I drew my cats, and it's not a drawing that I particularly like, but it's here. And then I did this study that I've got a whole video of on my channel, this study of the turkeys by Claude Monet, and I really love this page. I love the color palette, I love everything about it. And then I was trying to stay in the same vibe, and I did another watercolor study of a picture that I took of flamingos when I was at the workshop in Parc de la Tête d'Or, and I love this piece as well, and I would love to do it again, to work on it again. And then a little swatchy page and another landscape based on a picture that I took on the walk that we took on our 6th birthday. My boyfriend and I have been together for 6 years, and our anniversary is on the 21st of June, on the solstice. I know, how cute. And we took a walk after going to the restaurant on our anniversary, and it was super chill and cute, and I painted it. And then I was influenced by Taryn Knight again. She wore a skirt that was so beautiful on her stories on Instagram, and I wanted to buy it, but the skirt is like $200. Oh my god. And it's some sort of gingham, and I love the colors, so I just swatched my colors to see if I could match the color palette instead of using $200 that I don't have to buy a skirt that I may not wear. This is a picture that I drew based on a picture that I took of my mum. I love this picture, and I love the painting that came out of it. And this is a little feuille d'acanthe. I don't know how you say it in English. Maybe it's called acanthe as well. And my mum loves this plant, and she loves the little, I don't know, it's an homage. She loves these kind of stuff, so yeah. This is a little page that I did. I knew that I didn't have many pages left, and I was really eager to finish, and so I took some pictures that I had on my phone of a tree, another tree, some clouds, a screenshot that I took of one of my friends' stories on Instagram. She lives in Madeira, and it looks so amazing. And then I did a little swatchy swatch, patchworky patchwork, a little hand ex voto that I've got on my desk, and an acorn that I got in the mail from my good friend Verka. And then I did this little swatch. It's based on a patchwork cover that my grandma made for my sister, and I really love the color palette, so I tried to reproduce it here. And then I was going through my pictures on my phone and found some pictures of a cat that I took in for a few weeks in 2022, and his name is Zorro, and he had just been attacked by other cats, and so I had to sleep with him. He was so adorable, and he had his paws shaved. He had to have surgery. He had surgery, so his paws were shaved, which was so cute and so ridiculous at the same time, and he had to wear the cone of shame. And I love this page now because it reminds me of him, and he was so cute. The weeks that I took him in were unbearable because I didn't get any sleep because he was so traumatized. I had to touch him at all times. My hand had to be on him, so I couldn't really fall asleep. And if I took my hand off of him, he would just meow like he was being attacked. And if I touched him, everything was okay. What a kook. He's got a home now, away from me. And this is a page that I did last night, and it's a study of an album by Jim Bishop called Mon Ami Pierrot. Actually, the album is based on the story that Howl's Moving Castle was based on. And I really loved this album. My good friend Mr. Snake got it for me, offered it to me last week, I think. I got it in the mail last week, and I read it, and not only did I love the story, I also loved all the color palettes. So I tried to do some little patchworky things inspired by the color palettes of the book. And so this is the color palette for Clea, who is the main character of the story, and then Clea by night, and then stuff, and then Pierrot. Yeah. It's a lovely story about attachment issues and toxic relationships and finding your own power, and it's beautiful. And this is a drawing of the cutest house in my grandma's village, and every time I go to see my grandma, and we go on walks because she loves to walk, and we pass by this house, and I always say this is the most beautiful house ever. I love it, and now I drew it with watercolors and a Tombow marker that is the color 177. And I had only one spread left, so I didn't know what to do, and I was feeling a little bit ill today, so I just did a tiny self-portrait, and it turns out cute. So yeah, I finished this sketchbook today on the 26th of July 2024, and then this is the end page with a beautiful dried flower that my friend Verka sent to me, some 4-leaf clovers, a 3-leaf clover, and I don't know where this comes from. I think it's a flower from my garden, but I'm not sure. And these are the stickers that I told you about before, that I have had for many years, and you can see here that it was stuck on something else, and I unglued it and stuck it here. And yeah, that was the sketchbook. I really had loads of fun in the sketchbook. I am done with my art creation sketchbooks now. I only have another art creation sketchbooks, one that I bought myself during the workshop when I was in Lyon during the 3 days en plein air workshop, and it's really small, and I did some swatches in it, and a little froggy, but I would have to take it up again, but it's so thick. How am I ever gonna finish it? I don't know, but I've still got this art creation sketchbook now. I've got to finish my sketchbooks from the drawing workshop, the big ass sketchbooks that I made myself, and I've got my onion skin that's got some juicy stuff in. Should I show you? Sophie McPike. This is Chien Pourri by, I don't know who the author is, but this is a drawing from the children's album Chien Pourri. Wild Pencil Studio, old stuff that I don't know where they came from. 4-leaf clover. This is based on a Van Gogh painting. Swatches. I love how paints look on it. I should paint on it more. And then a little self-portrait. This is stuff that I did during the workshop. Some doodles, composition tests. My friend Mr. Snake. My favorite picture ever that I drew. I love it so much. And some little hydrangeas. A field of flowers that I did with Sophie McPike. And a little leaf. A pencil drawing of my colleague at work, and I really love the texture of graphite on this paper. Some swatches. A little landscape that I did with my friend Mr. Snake when we were out in Lyon, and we were just on the quays and looking at the scenery and trying to do some landscapes to remember how we felt when we did the en plein air workshop, and it was really fun. And there we go. Still have all this to do. Maybe I'll finish one day, who knows, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching it. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the sketchbook tour, and let me know what you would want to see me draw next.